Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, super fun one. We're gonna continue to stay down south, not a verse versus first, but we're gonna get back into like these full vlog tours. Today, back in Castle Rock and talking about the Meadows.
All right, let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes, and if it's your first time checking out our channel, welcome. Hey, while you're here, you're gonna wanna hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday, we're dropping a new one of these, telling you everything there is to know about moving to Colorado and living in the entire Denver area.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys charged with the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do for you, we would love to. But with that being said, let's dive into it.
Yep.
Full disclosure, I love being honest with you guys. I got 2 points for you before we get started. First point is an apology. Super sorry. I think I was gonna let you guys in on the sex of our baby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was like 2 videos ago, and I had a couple messages on Instagram. I did not do that, so super apologize. We're having a little boy.
That's right.
I'm sticky. I'm at a donut shop. We're at a donut shop. We're gonna talk about this donut shop in a minute. We're having a little boy, so super excited for that. Thank you for all the love and support on Instagram and the messages I was getting. Just really cool from all you guys. Second point is donut shop. So we are just outside of Castle Rock as we speak, doing some showings for some clients for some of you here in Parker. If you haven't been to Hertz Donuts, or if you haven't been to Colorado yet and you're looking at like the south portion, Hertz Donuts, super cool spot, overgrown, super fancy donuts, but they actually taste good. They don't just look good, they actually taste good.
Flashback.
They're in Stroh. I'm gonna hurt you if you make a joke. It hurts, don't it? It's gonna hurt because I'm gonna hurt you if you got jokes for this.
End of flashback.
Really good. So while we're down here doing some showings, you gotta stop by and grab some. Not for me though. I'm freaking.
We're in shape. We got this locked down.
We're dialed in with our dad. These are for our kids.
That's right.
At home. By the way, that's my favorite part of being dad. It's like I can just buy whatever food, like, oh yeah, it's for the kids. But if you have not been here, you definitely have to check it out. And while we're here, we've been here before. They've got a great awning for some great lighting, so we can sit here and chat with you guys. So we're taking some time out of the day, staying consistent for all of you. But digressing, getting back into it, we're gonna go just southwest of Parker, across the way into Castle Rock. Super cool, and we'll be on the west side of I-25. So a lot of what we've covered before with Castle Rock has been on the east side of I-25, or we've been talking about a little bit of the outlets and Old Town. Today we're gonna focus on the west side of I-25. There's a huge portion of Castle Rock there. There's some new developments that are going on that we're gonna be talking about. And between the hospital and the rec centers and the outlets, Phillip Miller Park, like, there's just some great things we should be talking about. He's a smart guy with all of it, so I'm gonna let him talk. Either way, west side of I-25, Meadows, let's do it.
So diving into it, the Meadows.
Yes.
If you've explored Castle Rock at all or done any research on this, you've probably heard of the Meadows. The Meadows is the biggest neighborhood in Castle Rock, and I'm hesitant to even call it a neighborhood because it actually breaks down into 28, I think. I have a hard time counting that high, but last I checked, there's about 28 smaller neighborhoods that all make up the Meadows as a whole.
And it's really cool. So just to give you guys some context on like these little mini neighborhoods within like a bigger community, when we talk about like the Meadows, or you've got some in some different areas, but we'll focus on the Meadows for today. But they've got like their own theme as far as the builders that are in there. All different floor plans, but what's really nice is like they've got their own little trails, they've got their own little neighborhood parks, so everything kind of coincides together. So depending on which neighborhood or little sub neighborhood you get into, it still has everything all the other ones do, but it might have a little bit different theme to it, but still plenty of trails and parks and things to have fun with, in addition to your larger stuff like Phillip Miller Park.
It's true, and as we're showing you guys some of this B-roll, what you'll find is that a lot of these homes do have subtle but distinct differences in these different neighborhoods. So there's no rhyme or reason to the neighborhoods. There's not one that's better than the other. They kind of just broke them down into all these different categories. I think because the Meadows is just such a massive community as a whole, it may have just made more sense just to break these up. However, you guys all share the common amenities. So for example, one of the primary ones is going to be what's called the Grange. Okay, now don't know where the name the Grange comes from, but that's basically
rough and tough.
I know, it sounds tough. The pool community center that all of these neighborhoods are going to share.
The Grange sounds like something like a bar or like something from like the movie Tombstone.
Again, get that cigar out of my face. Howdy, stranger. What can I get you?
Digressing, a lot of fun, and again, like you're not too far from that, which is really cool. And not to get outside of Castle Rock, but it is a little bit reminiscent of like Sterling Ranch. That'll be a 20-year build. They've got a couple thousand homes built over there already. It's in Littleton. It's on the west side by some of the national parks. But they had different themes for different neighborhoods, and they also had different builders come in. And even if they had the same builder in one area to the other, they were doing different floor plans and different models. So it's nice because I think a lot of people just aren't into the cookie cutter. Every third home is the same home anymore, and we haven't seen that being developed in a long time. So I feel like just with the new times and where things are going, they're getting back to areas feeling like neighborhoods. It's not so lot and block. It's not so cookie cutter, same house. It's got a really good, unique feel. So you're getting all the benefit of having a suburbia, but you still have this sense of like ownership and uniqueness to your home, which is super cool. And obviously as homeowners, we appreciate that too.
Yes, and I think to throw on top of that, you do have a good sense of community pride with the Meadows. It is one of those neighborhoods that, man, people are always excited to get into the Meadows. When people are exploring Castle Rock, it's not uncommon that our clients are like, hey, we just end up loving the Meadows. We want to focus on that area. And the nice part is, again, with 28 little sub-neighborhoods, it's easy to find something that's going to work for you. You've got some slightly older homes that are like early 2000s, and then still they're continuing to build out there to this day and going forward because, again, where it's positioned in Castle Rock, there's room to grow and expand. So the Meadows as it is now, it's constant and ever growing. Another key factor with the Meadows, again, is the open space that is around there. That's a Castle Rock theme in general, but the Meadows specifically, you'll see on some of this B-roll, there's tons of trails, like Will mentioned earlier, a ton of open space. And although in Colorado, builders build on, smaller lots than a lot of you guys maybe from East Coast or Midwest might be used to, a lot of them, they are strategically placed so you can back up to open space.
Midwest lots?
So it may not be something like that, but you might be lucky enough to back up to open space.
Correct. And again, like commute-wise, a lot of reason why people love Castle Rock isn't just for the outlets and some of the community. They can also commute. Like we've got an office downtown Denver, and I get there from Castle Rock from my house in 34 minutes. And part of that is because even though on a map it looks like it's further away than some areas, because you're so close to the highway and we don't have terrible rush hour traffic here, most of your traffic that you're driving through is 75 miles an hour. So like you can get down to the heart of downtown Denver within 34 minutes. But what's nice on how they're building these unique communities is you don't necessarily have a feel like you are in a neighborhood right next to a highway. You're not in like some drive-through little town where like it's just mildly interesting. And right? Like I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, but like with the rolling hills, with being embedded into the mountains, with how unique they're making these neighborhoods. I can't remember the last time like I heard or was even like thinking of like, man, we're so close to the highway out here. But there are some areas that we've had clients purchase or clients look at before. Some of them were in Parker, and we've had a couple, I can't remember the other neighborhood that I'm thinking of, but I don't think it was Franktown, but you could hear the highway and there was literally nothing around.
Man, even
you just staring at the highway.
Even some in Castle Rock, like there are some neighborhoods like Bell Mountain Ranch, for example. Really high-end neighborhood, but it is so open out there. There's not a whole ton of trees, and there are 2 to 5 acre lots out there. With it being pretty close to the highway, a lot of times that sound can just travel. However, those are few and far between. For 98% of the homes in Castle Rock, you have plenty of buffer between you and the highway with all the convenience of being there still. One of the other things that we love about the Meadows is that in the sense of just being an ever evolving and growing community is you see all these little pocket commercial areas that are popping up. And by commercial, I mean cool little whiskey bar.
A whiskey bar,
Cool
a mom and pop
coffee shop.
restaurant.
Maybe a little urgent care with a little restaurant next to it.
Not maybe a little urgent care, an urgent care. Like they're there. A gas station, it's there. Like I know it sounds like first world problems, obviously, right? But like it's so nice. Like when you're on one side of a neighborhood, you don't have to drive all the way around the Meadows to get to the 7-Eleven gas station because you got the munchies or you just need some gas or whatever it may be. Like it's just so convenient when things are on your side, especially as you're getting into these newer developments that are like 28 little sub neighborhoods. You know, like you don't want to drive 10 minutes to the other side just to have it. You want to be able to have these subdivisions. But what's nice about these small subdivisions are they don't get too big, which means they're not overly jam-packed and they're kind of segregated for that portion of the neighborhood, which means you can get in, you can get out, you can get what you need. It's not overly crowded. You're not dealing with like your traditional or like typical like strip mall. Like if you guys were to go closer to the heart of Denver and try to hit a strip mall where they've got like a grocery store and a laundromat and something else on like Broadway.
Yeah, good luck.
There's no parking. Like there's just not, and like there's a lot of really cool things about living in the heart of Denver out by like University Hills and some other areas. But man, the one thing that is super hard to deal with is, yes, they have smaller strip malls, like your Walgreens and whatever it may be, but like getting in there and what that Walgreens or little strip mall has to serve as far as area radiance, it's such a nightmare versus coming out here, super convenient. Like for example, even in Parker where we're at today, we're right here off of Hess Road and you've got little subdivisions and like it's not that busy.
Yeah, it's true. Now, going over types of homes and price points.
Yes.
So out there, you're gonna find everything from apartments to condos and townhomes to ranch style, smaller single family homes to large 2-story with a basement, 3-car garage, new build homes. Average price point out there, I would say for new builds is gonna be anywhere from realistically right around 900 to 1 to 1.1. We've got 3 people under contract with Richmond and the Blacktail community of the Meadows right now, which is one of the newest communities
Super
out
cool
there.
spot.
And they're all right around that 1.1 mark, a mil to 1.1.
I feel like this table we're at today is like made out of maple.
We're at a donut shop.
Holy.
Maple syrup.
Fun fact outside of the maple tables that we have out here, this is like real raw maple
actually is,
wood. It still has the sap all over it. They literally just cut it down and brought it over here just for us. I feel special in like the most sticky way possible.
I think he's actually right. I'm looking at it. There's literally sap seeping out of the table. I thought you were joking. That's quite literally.
Yeah. We're gonna stick it through for you, right? Fun fact though, when it comes to like some of these developments and some of the home builds that Eli's talking about, a lot of you don't realize that Colorado is very heavy when it comes to basements. A lot of you that are coming from Texas and other states or close to the ocean, like you guys aren't used to so many basements out here as far as like just being the norm. And what's really cool is most, if not all, but most of your ranch style homes, like where you've got the main level, most of them nowadays, especially in these southern regions that we're talking about, have walkout basements, which is really nice. So you've got that big grand opening when you walk into the main floor, and because you don't have it upstairs, they make these grand ceilings that are beautiful. But you've still got a walkout basement, and the basements also have taller ceilings, so they're not just some basement where you're cooped up. They're actually phenomenal for just entertaining and all of that good stuff. But a lot of folks, like for example, my wife right now, we live in a ranch with a walkout basement, her being pregnant and things like that, even though we're still in our 30s, walking stairs all the time with kiddos is just not ideal for her sometimes, right? So the fact that that's even possible out here is great, because if you don't have that walkout basement entertainment area, sometimes a ranch can be restrictive. But if you're not versed on that, you might be closing yourself off to even looking at ranches. Definitely don't do that. Keep an eye on it. And I would say 3 years ago, 1 out of every 15 homes was ranch. They were the most sought after home and the least built. I mean, it was hard to find. In the past 2 years, the amount of ranches that they're doing now with those walkout basements per demand has come up so well. Not to discount the ones with the upper level bedrooms and things like that, also great homes. But figured I'd throw that out there because the last couple of clients we've had just in this past month were super shocked at basement opportunity. So I want you guys, as you're looking online, whether it's Zillow or obviously our app, because it has the same interface as Zillow, we built it just for you guys. Take a look at that. And while you're watching our videos, definitely don't count out ranches.
Enjoy some of the B-roll. Watch some of the drone footage again, as you've been seeing throughout this video.
And I'm a talker today. I'm a talker today. Two things. They've got a phenomenal medical facility.
Oh man,
that is right there by the Meadows, and we've talked
Castle
about
Rock Adventist Hospital.
So Castle Rock Adventist Hospital, super cool, amazing facilities. We've also got a Parker Adventist Hospital here, which is in Parker. Phenomenal hospital. Our first 2 kids were born there. It did amazing with everything that we needed. Just a great program as far as like Colorado in general. Our medical industry here is phenomenal. So the fact that we're getting a brand new one and it's Adventist out here in the Meadows in Castle Rock is phenomenal. Of course, economic wise, it only increases your investment here as far as living and owning property here. And then the second thing, we've mentioned it before, but it's such a fun place. It's got so many different things to do, especially during the warm weather. That is Phillip Park. That is just on the south side of Meadows, right? So it's really cool, from your zip lines and your confidence courses to climb and get crazy on, to soccer fields, to traditional, to the traditional playgrounds. A lot of fun. But guys, what I'm getting at is between the outlet malls and Phillip Park and the new Adventist Hospital and right where the Meadows is at, all of that has got to be within 5 minutes. Like all of it is within like 5-6 minutes. And I know it's hard to believe, but we're still super unincorporated in Colorado. We have not hit our cap. We're not even close to capping in Colorado as far as population. So believe it or not, even though that is so, all of that proximity wise is so close to each other, no, Castle Rock is not even close to being overflowing overflowing or whatever you may think. So you're not gonna feel crowded in that area, even though like you've got all of that access to just so much cool stuff. And when kids are in school and you're getting busy and you're going to work and you wanna come home for the evening and you want kiddos to have something fun to do, or you wanna get out and have something fun to do, a lot of times even a 30-minute drive is just hard. But if you can literally walk out of your backyard or your front yard or walk down the street and have these things to enjoy, man, it's hard to beat.
This is true. This is true. So guys, again, 20 neighborhoods in the Meadows. If I got that correctly, again, I have a hard time counting that high.
Counting sucks.
There's so much to dive into here. This is a high-level overview of what the Meadows is as a whole.
Yep.
So again, if you guys are curious about this, if you want to learn more, of course, call the number below. We're here for you.
So he's still in my line like
That. I didn't mean to, actually.
And you can call this number below because, as a reminder, yes, we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And yes, just as much as we love making these videos and eating these donuts, we would love more to help you guys with your real estate needs. So that number that's still there, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can do something to help you, we would love to. But until next video, you guys enjoy your week. We'll see you very soon.
See you guys.